The only shade I'm giving is the shade coming from my halo. Not all bears eat berries and fish. I prefer a diet of bourbon and bad behavior. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to the Real Housebears.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Olivia, the real star of the show.
Yeah.
Is that a camera?
Yes. Get it, Olivia. You work, girl. Work.
Look what I can do. Why hasn't Andy Cohen given me a spinoff?
I don't know. I really don't have an answer.
Thank you for having me on your podcast because I'm really good at things and stuff. And look what I can do. Is that camera pointed at me?
Seriously, out of every house child, she loves the camera. I think, I mean, if any
It's
city...
because I'm fabulous. Fabulous, hot.
She is fabulous.
Fierce.
She is fabulous. She is fabulous.
Sure, don't care. There's my peanuts.
100%. I didn't expect that.
That's a first. Is that the? No, I think I've done another child.
I'm sure
I've done
Gia.
Brooks. I've done Brooks.
Oh, and you've probably maybe mine's on Gia. I don't know.
One of the Ambien sisters.
You're gonna come at me disrespectfully because then I won't talk to you.
Well, welcome back to another week of New Jersey. But here in Salt Lake City, it is a winter wonderland.
It's dropped over 12 inches.
Oh, yeah. It's well over a foot of snow. It has dumped since last night. It's still
It's like a ghost town out there right now.
It's so... People who live here and are from here are so over it. But you and I were like, we're not used to the snow. We love it.
Yay, snowed in.
I know. And it's not like I even get a snow day off work, but I just love to see it because I didn't grow up with it. And especially when living in South Carolina, we never saw snow.
Yeah, it's definitely a snow day for kids.
Oh, 100%. But now because of online learning, there's not really snow days all that much.
I wonder if they do get like half days though.
Well, I've been watching I watched on the news a little bit this morning about school closures, but it said something like school closed and then some like virtual learning day or something like that. So who knows what, I don't know. I don't know what goes on.
I feel like that's very criminal to not let kids have a snow day. Like
snow days are the best part of the year.
It's just so random. And I mean, I grew up in Reno, Nevada, and I think I probably had 3 snow days my entire life. And that's the best time because all of you just go out and make snowmen and forts and snowball fights.
No, in Kentucky where I grew up, most years we had at least a snow day.
Oh.
If not more than one, depending on the year. But then as a teacher in South Carolina, we almost never got snow days, probably similar to you in Reno. But it's more exciting for the teachers than it is the students, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I would feel like it's even harder for teachers because teachers are now behind a day on scheduling. And
oh, no, we're just glad that we had a day off.
You were in the arts. You were the arts teacher, so you didn't really have homework. It wasn't really hard to be like that.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Judgy bitch.
But you know why it's snowing so much?
Why?
Hell hath frozen over.
How has that happened?
Hell hath frozen over because Joe Gorga and Joe Giudice lovingly embraced each other in the Bahamas airport.
Let the past be gone.
It seemed like a really nice moment, and I can see how easy it is for them to be, time really does heal a lot. Mm-hmm. And they haven't seen each other in years, despite how much they really hated each other at the end.
They're still a part of each other's storyline.
Yeah, and they were best buds way back in the day. So they had a really nice reunion, but, Gia's got to chime in.
Because people say things that they shouldn't say.
So Gia chimed in on the post. What an opportunist you're being. You hated him. You talked trash about my dad for years. I can't believe you would use this as a post and blah, 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 blah.
Instead of being like, wow, I'm so glad that they are finally starting to try to get along because I love both of these people.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a great response?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No.
So then, supposedly, I'll clear this up in a second, initially, there was a reply from Melissa Gorga saying, Gia, there's a lot of history here. We both said things that we regret about each other. Get the hate out of your heart.
Word, move on.
But that reply from Melissa Gorga immediately disappeared and came back from Joe Gorga. Mm-hmm. So apparently, Melissa showed Joe the post on her phone and he just started replying.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. But no one's going to believe it.
Yeah, and it's just another reason for people to try to attack Melissa.
Yeah, it has to be all about Melissa. It has to be all... I'm Melissa.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
I'm Melissa.
But it always goes back to Melissa.
I'm Melissa.
But who do you know who to trust? Because clearly, like, even in this engagement dinner seating situation, someone is lying directly in the other person's face, right on camera. So how do you even? I can understand why people on social media, would believe one way or the other, because who even knows what the truth is anymore? But I believe that it was probably as simple as Joe just commenting using Melissa's phone.
And who cares if Melissa said it?
True.
Also, who cares if Melissa said it?
Well, so I guess because Melissa's MO now is I'm done, I'm staying out of these things. I don't know. I don't care personally.
I kind of see where Melissa is right now. She is so glad that this is finally over and she doesn't have to try anymore, because it's exhausting. My goodness, how many seasons has she been trying to gain Teresa's favor?
Well, I think it's easier for Melissa than it is for Joe.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, that's not blood,
Yeah, and
Melissa can turn it off pretty easily now.
Yeah, Joe's having a tough time, and I think Joe will continue to have a tough time. But that's brothers, that's boys. And boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
And they totally should not have called this episode Boys Will Be Boys, because this boys' dinner didn't happen till, as we expected, the last minute and a half of the episode.
It should have been Jersey Girls Will Be Jersey Girls.
Actually, this episode should have been something about Danielle. Like, there was a lot of Danielle in this episode. We got that photo shoot. We've got a lot of scenes at her house.
The laundry clothing issue from Jackie.
and her going to see Melissa while she's buying clothes. So this is like the Danielle episode. I don't know why they didn't give it something about. But the episode starts off where we left off at Danielle's cheese-making party.
Sexual cheese making thing.
The sexual cheese-making
I don't know.
Sexual cheese. I don't know. That sounds kind of gross.
Sexual cheese.
No, not sexual cheese.
Okay, you're kind of gross.
Well, Teresa tells Melissa that she feels that Melissa and Joe were not very open to Louis. And Melissa's like, we were rooting for Louis. We liked him and we opened our arms. Like, we wanted you to get along. We want you to win. We want you to be happy. Yeah. We were all over it. And no one had their arms more open to Louis than me and Joe.
And Melissa still says, I want to see your happy ending. I want to see your happy ending.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to see somebody finally be happy?
Maybe if you're happy, you'll leave us alone.
Exactly.
Maybe if you're happy, you'll accept that we're here. But she's like, listen, I'm fine with the engagement party. I didn't want to look like a liar, so I had to clear it up, which I missed that it was cleared up. I missed at any point did Teresa admit that she was lying about the engagement party seating. But Melissa thinks she's cleared it up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But, Teresa just, oh, you want to be a bridesmaid? I can make you a bridesmaid if you really want to be a bridesmaid. And I'm like, what is happening?
No, seriously.
Have we hit the Twilight Zone?
She's like, seriously. No, seriously. I mean, I would
love to have you now.
No,
and it's just, that was the complete opposite of everything she's been doing.
No one's believing it.
Nobody believes it. And even Melissa's like, wait, what? Like, she can't even comprehend that she just lied to her face. She's like, really? Like, did you really say that?
And then if I accept being in the wedding, imagine all that Tree's going to say afterwards. Well, she wouldn't shut up until I put her in the wedding.
Melissa was smart. She's like, no, I don't need to be. I'm fine.
I think Melissa's like, no, it's kind of like getting back together with an ex.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I'm good.
But yeah, but what a weird, like, they hug, and is this the new Teresa?
It was immediately over.
Yeah, and everybody went off to go eat and then laugh. I've never seen a Jersey argument end that way.
It was over because they both agreed that Melissa's not going to be in the wedding, so everything's fine.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's not going to last. It's not going to last.
Oh, gosh, obviously. Over at Dolores's house, what is going to last is Frank's nickname, Mr. Potato Head, after calling Paulie Buzz Lightyear. Which I think Buzz Lightyear is kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
And all of these guys think that Paulie's so handsome. Joe Gorga says it later.
I think Joe Gorga was more giving Frank shit.
True, but I mean, Paulie's fine.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with him, but I'm not like, hey, Paulie.
He might have a masculinity insecurity problem.
Oh, he might be insecure and jealous, for sure.
His insecurities are screaming.
Yeah. But I love it that they're calling each other, like, characters from, like, Toy Story. It's so funny. Dolores, like, these are two grown men. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
And I bet you if there wasn't such the weird dynamic in the relationships, I bet you they could get along really well. Mm-hmm. But Paulie, he has no problem putting his foot down about anything.
I mean, Frank just walks in the house again without knocking. He just walks right in.
Well, old habits have to be relearned. You know, it's going to take him a while. It's and was this? They kept talking about his house. Does Frank and Dolores both own this house, or is it just the house that he lived in? I think
it's just more of his house because he's been building it, while hers has been. I don't know. I don't know the storyline of the houses.
I don't know, but Frank's coming to do the finish of the photo shoot. Jesselyn, what a name! So you would think
that was a spelling.
You would think she was from Utah.
Yeah,
with that kind of name and that kind of spelling. But Frank is getting the guys together for guys' night, and he invites Paulie, and they have a short conversation about how Frank can communicate directly with Paul without having to go through Dolores.
Yeah.
And just rudely.
Yeah, and he's like, why are you giving...
Send a woman to do a man's job.
Yeah.
That's rude. It's downgrading to women.
It's like Joe said... Joe said, look, those are fighting words.
Yeah.
Later on, from when he heard that, that's what Paul said to Frank.
You know, I got to remember, the new drinking rule for this show is anytime anyone says what a man is, what a real man does, a man's job, be a man. That means we'd be wasted. It's such a thing in these Jersey Italian households.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, men are a lot of work.
It seems that Paulie might go by this conversation, but it's really kind of open.
I kind of had a feeling he was not going to go.
Okay.
I think he was trying to look for a reason. I think he knew what his schedule was.
And I think he just doesn't want to hang out with those guys.
He doesn't want to hang out
part of the show.
No.
He's like, I'll do the show because I love Dolores, but I'm not interested in it being a thing for me. Frank's photo shoot is hysterical.
Fine, I'll sit on the Easter Bunny's lap and take pictures. I mean... I have to.
Stay out of trouble, Frank.
You'd slide right off his lap. He's got... Someone took a spray can of Pam
and just sprayed it all over him.
Gave him the whole can. He would slide right off. But that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I don't know. Giving Frank the Easter Bunny was the stupidest and smartest thing anyone's ever done. I'm so happy about it. Jackie, Margaret, and Melissa meet at Aaliyah restaurant for lunch, and they get right into Jackie's eating habits.
Well, it was just her storyline of last season, so it was the only thing people really cared about.
I think it was important. I mean, yeah, exactly. I was kind of why I said that. Yeah. I was like, if we're going to keep Jackie on the show, we at least have to make something about Jackie. Otherwise, why is she even here?
I love it that she says that therapy is the thing that's really helping her, like the therapy that she's going through and stuff, and counseling.
Yeah. When before, she felt like she
could do it on her own. She knew the tools and stuff, but obviously she was not doing great.
So they talk about the cheese party, and Melissa and Margaret tell...
It's a sex cheese party.
Sex cheese just grosses
I'm sorry,
me out.
but that's what it was.
Okay, the sex cheese party.
I'm disgusted.
Melissa and Margaret tell Jackie that Danielle said that Jackie was looking her up and down and felt judged by Jackie. And Jackie's like, first of all, I don't do that. But second of all, I did do it to her.
I know when she said that, I was like, dang, she was brutally honest.
But, I mean, I didn't notice Danielle looking disheveled.
Me either. But you don't see it in person, I guess.
No. So Margaret fills Jackie in on Margaret's argument with Jennifer Aiden, and everyone just kind of collectively thinks that Jennifer's not doing well.
I would feel the same way. Like how unhinged she got at that party yelling at Dolores, and she just couldn't stop. and it keeps going back at Bill. Bill's the one that keeps getting the brunt of all of it, and I feel like they're on a dangerous path to divorce because she's going to keep picking on Bill and taking out her frustrations out on him because she's upset that now the whole world knows that he cheated on her.
Yeah, if you're going to work through these issues for real, you have to make progress and you have to really want to move past them.
And you also definitely need to be self-reflective too.
We'll get to that. We will definitely get to that. That's my favorite and least favorite moment of the whole episode. Cam photography. Oh, so Rachel is the one that has the photo shoots. Okay. Rachel has the photo shoots.
Every time they come on, I'm like, who is she?
She's like, people think that they have the cutest kid in the world, but they're wrong because mine literally is. Sorry.
She is kind of cute. She is cute, though.
She is cute. I think Rachel's cute, too. You're totally right about John Fuda's beard and mustache.
Because that flashback that they had, it shows him with a full mustache, and like all the way to his nose, and it looks great.
He looks a million times better.
It doesn't look, I don't know, it just looks very like Fred Durst or something.
No, it doesn't even look that. It looks like a cartoon character. Where they just drew the mustache down on his lip line. Rachel wants more kids. She has suffered a miscarriage, and she wants more, and she wants more now.
Well, I mean, I understand that too because I would want my kids to grow up close in age.
Well, John Fuda's like, how about I get used to the one that we had 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And then
Can I just have a year?
Give me some time to get adjusted to having this kid, and then we can talk about having another kid.
I'm the one that has to get the sunroof cut open.
I see both sides. Over at Teresa's, she's doing her affirmations and journaling.
Meditating.
It made me laugh. It made me laugh a little bit. But you know, Teresa's got several books out, and they're not all just cookbooks, so it makes sense that she's journaling. But the affirmations are what just... Gia joins her eating a salad, and she offers some to Teresa's like, I know I want to lose 10 pounds by the wedding, and Gia's like, hello, it's a salad.
But did you see that salad?
I couldn't tell.
It looked dense
Did it?
AF. Like, it looked like it was salad with a whole chicken in it. I know. It didn't look like a light salad. It looked like a jam-packed salad.
I know. That's like me. I go to the salad bar and put all the protein, all the fat on it. And I'm like, oh, it's a salad.
I know.
Louis comes in. The wedding's very soon. And Teresa tells Gia about Melissa bringing up the engagement party. And
Which she didn't. Melissa didn't.
Melissa didn't bring it up. Margaret did.
No, Margaret did. And then... Teresa said that she mentioned the seating arrangements and that Melissa came after her for that. And it wasn't that's not true. That's not true. That's not how it happened. Margaret is the one that made the snarky comment saying that was not a good idea.
Right.
And then Teresa went into saying the bridesmaid.
Right. So the way that she's painting the picture is the wrong way.
Yeah, is that
different people say
is that Melissa is attacking her,
the instigator,
is being the instigator, and in the middle of it, Louis like, coming from the liar herself.
Yeah, because
okay, when was she a liar?
Well, Melissa, here's the big deal. Melissa wanted to prove that Teresa was a liar, so Louis said that in
defense.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, who's lying? I was like, why is she known for being a liar?
Well,
it's
over
just
the
deflecting.
years, it could have been about anything. Over the years, they've all called each other liars.
Dude, you've only been in this family for like a year.
But why is this whole conversation about your wedding and everything? Why is this all about Melissa now?
Yeah, and Teresa even says, why bring this up months later? And it's like, why didn't you say that to Melissa when... Listen, it's all ridiculous.
True.
But then Gia thinks that she knows everything, and she's going to be like, oh, it's so gross that she's going to just lie to make herself look good. Because she's... I hate to say it, but dang, they're going to be just like their mother.
Gia...
irrational and sticks to their, you have to do this for us kind of mentality.
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear in this scene that Teresa and Louis are all open to trashing Joe and Melissa to their kids.
To their kids, yeah. And even when
And
they're
letting them know every step of the drama.
when their other daughter walks in, she backtracks and tells her the whole story again so she could be updated.
And this is like the first time we've heard Gabriella talk ever on the show. Like, she has been silent sister all of these years, and she's so uncomfortable talking about it that she's breaking out.
Yeah,
They
instantly.
say it's about her nerves, but
No, we
I
know
think
exactly what it is.
I think she doesn't want to talk about it on camera.
And I even think, even at one point when they were telling a story, she's like, well, why would she even lie about something like what's the point of it? Like, even she is like, you guys, what, I don't understand this.
Well, we know good and well that when anyone gets on camera, they're prompted about what they're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows that she knew what she was supposed to talk about, and she didn't like it. It's clear. It made her uncomfortable. But Louis says that Joe and Teresa are aligned together to intentionally hurt Teresa. Or Joe and Melissa. I don't know if I said Joe and Teresa.
That's some serious narcissism.
It's insecurity and it's jealousy.
And childish. And
But I really do feel, I mean, it's insecurity and jealousy is kind of a joke of ours, but Louis just can't hide it.
it's so obvious. It is so obvious. It hurts to see how obvious it is.
Right. Then we move over to New York City. I was like, New York City, okay.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what's going
Being
on
the
here?
Big Apple, Danielle joins Melissa and Taylor, who's an account executive, while Melissa is buying for Envy. And Danielle wants to create her line called Bougie Kids.
I think she, yeah.
Or she already did?
I don't know if she did or not. I don't know.
I couldn't tell either, but...
Either way, it's dressing your kid up like they're better than all the other kids in school, and they're going to get beat up. I'm sorry. Ooh, this is bougie couture for kids. It's ridiculous.
Well, Melissa tells Danielle about Jackie and how that she told Jackie about pulled her clothes out of the hamper. And so it's just clear that Danielle and Jackie are never going to be friends. And we even see in upcoming scenes. But again, Danielle is not only Teresa's friend, who Teresa always hated Jackie, but also Danielle just took Jackie's place. And you know Jackie ain't happy about that.
Well, and dang, and plus she kind of just throws Jackie under the bus, and it's like this is what Jackie said. She was looking you up and down. I was like, geez, Melissa.
Then Danielle tells Melissa about how Danielle and her brother are no longer communicating. So her brother started making fun of Danielle's social media posts.
Because she was trying to jump on the bandwagon.
So she blocked him because she didn't like the negative comments. That got him really mad, and that ended their relationship.
It's so stupid. Oh my god.
I mean, take out all the extra fluff, and that's the bottom line of it.
I mean, I don't know what. Well, I guess even Melissa's like, there's more to this story than you're telling me. And she's like, well, I was not a great sister during the wedding because she was the only sister, and she was hopeful that the wedding was going to be more about her or whatever, and it wasn't because they even had a tiff.
Yeah. Danielle
So Danielle's like, so yeah,
inserted herself and the wedding planning.
So Danielle's like, it wasn't just that; it was like a collection of things.
But according to what seemed like from Danielle, that she was just like really excited. She'd never had a sister before. This was her only chance to get away. So she was just like excited and like offering help and offering, ideas.
I also
things
don't.
like that.
I also don't enjoy people that say, "I'm the type of person that is going to tell you if you're messing up or doing something wrong." It's
I
just
didn't
like,
catch it from that. I thought it was like,
well, no, that's what she said.
Oh, I caught it
She
as
literally
she
said
was
that.
like, I thought she was just like saying, ooh, what about this idea? Ooh, how do you like this idea? Ooh, what do you think about this? I
No,
just kinda thought it was
Danielle
like that.
literally said, I'm the type of sister that I'm going to tell you if you're doing something wrong. I'm just going to be upfront with you. That's what she told the
about
wife.
the wedding?
About the wife, to the wife.
Oh, I didn't realize that she was like...
To her brother's wife.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was about the wedding, though.
This is what I deal with.
So Melissa says that she's spent years to try to get Joe and Teresa to get along.
I mean, you've seen it on... I mean, have you seen the series?
Again, it really is about Melissa. Teresa just hates Melissa.
And it's so obvious.
If Melissa wasn't there, Joe and Teresa would get along just fine. But Teresa just hates Melissa.
Teresa's got some weird sexual favordom to her brother.
And Teresa never got over them getting on the show. Never. Their relationship has never been the same.
I just don't get it.
Because it was her show. And supposedly they snuck in behind Teresa's back without telling her to
I know,
get on the
but
show.
it's just ridiculous. Like,
Well, let's think about it during a break, and then we'll come back to Jennifer Aiden's house.
oh, yay. All right, bye.
You stop telling me to come on.
And we're back.
We are back. We're having since we're recording in the morning, we're having a coffee. We're having an iced coffee,
Boys
like
coffee
they do in Jersey.
In Jersey.
You almost never see Mark without an iced coffee.
Iced coffees are vital.
But maybe I should have a cocktail instead. I'm a firm believer in tradition and superstition, so I should probably be having it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Oh my goodness.
I think you were sloppy drunk.
It might be 5 o'clock at the Aiden's house where Olivia is doing her 11 o'clock number.
Yes, ma'am. She's all cameras are here.
Yes, ma'am.
My face is on.
Get love, have fun.
Yes.
Have fun, Olivia. She wants to one of the other Aiden kids.
I said the other son just has his hair over his eyes, so he has to keep looking all the way up and under his hair to look at people.
He wants to have his friends over. So Jennifer's like, all right, but you got to clean. Y'all going to have to learn how to clean, but we'll pay you for it. $14 an hour allowance.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've been doing chores since I was supposed to, and I have never gotten an allowance my entire life.
Do you know how much I got paid for doing my chores? Not getting my ass beat. That's how much I got. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I got an allowance. I got money for getting good grades.
Oh, I did. Well, I wouldn't have gotten any money. I would have gone into debt, actually.
No, I don't remember how much, but like each A got me a certain amount of money, and each B got me a certain amount of money. I wasn't allowed to get C's, so if I got a C, I didn't get any money.
And that they usually call those C notes too.
Right.
So stupid.
Completely. Jennifer's real easy with the kids, but Bill's like, all right, now if you're going to do it, we got to make sure that we're doing it right.
Yeah.
But Jennifer's like, I just have to be easy with the kids, especially since the whole cheating scandal came out. It's just everyone's sensitive, and I feel bad, and I just want to coddle them, which I can understand.
Yeah.
But you have to raise them to be self-sufficient adults,
yeah. I do like her teaching them how to clean. It's important.
Yeah, remember last season when she taught Gabby how to clean the toilet, and Gabby was grossed out? Jennifer fills Bill in on her conversation with Margaret, and that Margaret accused Jennifer of not being self-reflective.
And Jennifer's like, I am the most self-reflective person out of anybody here. And I was just like, ooh.
I think I laughed out loud.
Ooh.
I think I laughed right out. And poor Bill.
This is tough territory.
How do you not lie to someone? How do you not lie to someone without hurting their feelings in a question like this?
Well, for him just saying and taking a second makes her so upset and so angry at him.
Well, because he doesn't believe that she's the most self-reflective.
And he says, a lot of people make mistakes. It's, a fight has two people, and maybe you should be self-reflective is basically what he is saying, because you're the least self-reflective out of all of these women.
Yikes.
Because you're attacking everybody now, and it's because you're hurting on the inside.
Well, if you think about it, ever since she's been on the show, there's always her in a fight with someone else.
And her digging stuff up about people. She's constantly digging.
She's never neutral. And she likes to start a lot.
But now she's taking everything out on Bill, where I think she used to not take things out on Bill.
Oh, yeah, she definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think Bill can't stand her. Sorry.
Well, over at Danielle's, I'm going to take a loan out to buy some art. That's why I was getting confused between the photo shoot and the art show.
Yes,
I thought Rachel did the art show and Danielle did the photo shoot. Oh, well. Valentina missed the school art show, and she is devastated. So Danielle's having an art show at home, bringing mom and dad who didn't used to get along at all, but now seem to be getting along just fine. So Valentina comes down all dressed up in her rainbow skirt, and she knows about this art.
I had no idea who those artists were as a kid.
Not as a kid, no.
I was like, who, why would you? Wait, what school do you go to?
Yeah. At that age,
I guess she
not.
should be wearing the bougie kids' clothes.
Right? Maybe she should. You know what? Good point.
Yeah.
And we see a better vision or view of Danielle's house here. Her house is lovely. Her house is substantial. maybe, I mean, no one's the Aiden's mansion.
No.
But she has a nice house for people who have money. You know. And then we also find out that Valentina and her brother are super close, so there's so much brother and sister stuff going on here.
Cute.
But the brother, Danielle's brother, has also cut out Danielle's mom. Now, here is where I can kind of understand why Danielle and her family are blaming the sister-in-law, because it's not just an issue between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's an issue between most of the family.
Happening
a
now.
good portion of the family. Whereas with the Gorgas, it's really just Joe and Teresa. There was an issues with, no, Joe wasn't not speaking to parents, even though the parents got mad at him. But I don't think it was, clearly not Melissa in this situation, but might be a sister-in-law situation. I get it.
Yeah.
But the dad gets really emotional. You know,
Poor guy.
Family. Sometimes I'm feel so glad that I didn't grow up around my family, so I don't have to deal with family drama.
I mean, it can be like when they stop talking because of the Instagram deleting stuff like that really does happen. But it's not just a singularity thing. It's stuff that is built up over time or whatever.
Absolutely.
But like, there's been times where I didn't talk to one of my sisters for 6 months. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And so whenever anything serious comes up, I'm like, no, zip, don't talk.
Yeah.
To me, family is everything. You know that.
For me, I was like, I barely known you growing up. So if you're cousin, who are you again?
Yeah. Him?
You're mad at me? Oh, shame.
Okay.
At Joe and Melissa's Jersey Shore home, Melissa's mom and sister come. Gino comes in with a shirt that says "Virginity Rocks."
I'm like, is he wearing it ironically? How old are you?
100%. 100%
Yeah.
ironically. Melissa's family did not get an invite to Teresa's wedding. Here's the final straw.
Yeah, this is just another proof that they didn't go anywhere above and beyond or even just consider.
But here is where we see the difference, where Teresa is bringing her girls, her four daughters all together
to be on her team,
so that we can all gang up against Joe and Melissa. Whereas Joe's like, can we get rid of the kids? So
Melissa's like, yeah, I don't want the kids talking, hearing this. Go, I want them all inside. And then they have the conversation. Why involve your children? Let them have their own relationships with their uncle and aunt-in-law or whatever.
Right. Well, we find out that Joe actually called Louis after the reunion to try to get things settled. But really, Joe was just like, well, you have to tell Teresa to do this. And that's not the way to work things out.
No.
And Louis is like, well, Teresa's not going to do that.
She's not going to budge.
But Louis is he's not going to help much of anything now.
No, all he's doing is adding fuel to the fire.
He's now anti-Joe and Melissa himself.
He's just so excited to get the adoration of his wife and her daughters. Like, he's so insecure with himself that he needs to be praised by them. And so that's why he's just adding, like, that coming from the liar herself, just like making these little comments and stuff here and there to make him on the good guy on the team and blah, blah, blah. It's just, and when the way he talks to everybody with Teresa and the kids, he's so gung-ho and like so strict, but later on in this episode, he completely backtracks a little bit. He's like, I've already tried to have Teresa. I've already tried to talk to Teresa. Teresa's not going to budge. And it's like, you're not trying to get Teresa to do anything. You're encouraging her.
I agree with all that, but I was at least later on in the scene when he's talking calmly to Joe and gets Joe to calm down. I at least appreciated that. But we'll get there. We are we're going there right now, as a matter of fact. We're going to the Midland Brew House. Frank gets there first and gets his green apple martini. Margaret made Joe B change his shirt 3 times.
Joe, I love it that he doesn't dress himself. And he just doesn't care. He's like, I don't,
some people, it's just not a thing. Like, they don't understand that clothes need to match. Like, it's just not something that's part of the way they think. Mm-hmm. And thank God he's got Margaret, right?
She's got her own living doll.
He gets his Bombay Sapphire and tonic with green olives. I was glad to see Evan. He's always so happy and seems to be fun. I'm just glad to see all the guys getting along because there's no fights with Bill Aiden. Remember there was fights with Bill and different people last season. So all the core guys are getting along, and that's lovely.
And with the new guys, too.
Yeah, then they come in. Joe Gorga is ready to get the new guys wasted.
Just bring shots.
He's I mean, so many shots are going around. I can't do it.
Well, that's because John Fuda was talking such a big game, like, oh, I'm made of alcohol.
Well, I definitely could see him out drinking Joe.
Well, yeah, he's twice the size.
Twice
of
the
Joe,
size of him,
for sure. But again, Joe is another one who he's made of alcohol as well. But John Fuda comes in with his adult-sized diapers.
I love it. Gifts
Pepto and Tums.
Gifts for all the older guys.
That's really funny. Paul's not coming.
Do the work.
Frank fills the guys in. He really misses his. He can't.
Frank is mad at Dolores because, for one, she's never there, and she doesn't call him anymore. It's like,
well,
honey,
he just has no relationship with her.
He doesn't.
They have no relationship at all.
Don't you have
right
a
now.
girlfriend, Frank?
She's just a plaything.
Oh, good
She's just
God.
a plaything. Frank probably, I would guess, intended on spending the rest of his life just like it
Living
was
with Dolores.
With Dolores being his best friend, getting chicks on the side. He's got it all.
Life is great.
Frank's priorities are a little off at this moment.
But now Bill, Aiden, Jennifer and Teresa are great friends, so Bill and Louie have been spending a lot of time together. He's the brother-in-law that Louie never had. I thought that was funny, because Joe could take that joke from Bill Aiden, not from anyone else. But Joe then tells everyone that Melissa's family was not invited to the wedding right when Louie comes in. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of an awkward greeting between Louie and Joe Gorga, but Joe just gets shots immediately. I don't know what to do. Get a shot. They ask Louie about the bachelor party, and Louie's like, well, how about if the guys get together, and then the girls get together, and then at night we all get together? And everyone's like, no. No.
And if your next one is getting a bunch of guys half naked on a beach to wrestle each other, no, we're not doing that
bachelor party. Well, I'd go to that.
Well, I would. I mean, but I don't think they would.
So Joe asks who's invited to this bachelor party, and it's a not so easy segue.
It's so rough and rocky.
I was like, is he hosting the Real Housebears? What's going on?
This is not smooth. This is not a smooth transition.
No, but Melissa's family's not invited. Everyone, even remotely associated with Joe, was invited to Joe Giudice was invited to Joe and Melissa's wedding. So why is none of Teresa's family being invited?
And plus, everyone says this is a Jersey family. It means everything for family.
Yeah.
So it is a slap in the face. I think Joe B said that.
Yeah, he does. He chimes in right after, Louis like, it's about past stuff. And Joe B's like, well, I just have to say, it doesn't look good.
It's a huge slap in the face.
It doesn't look good. But there's a lot of slaps in the faces going on, according to Louis, which he's true. He's true. He's correct. Like Melissa saying the kids would not have food while Teresa was in prison. And Joe's like, that's not what we're saying. That's not what we meant. It's not. What Joe is saying is Joe Giudice needed people to film with while Teresa was in prison for their special or whatever it was. So Joe and Melissa agreed to film with him so that they could earn that money. Mm-hmm. That's what Joe was saying. Instead, he didn't mean, and if he, like an idiot, said the words, they would have starved without me. What he meant was, we did all of these extra things to support them while Teresa was in jail.
When they say that, we weren't around.
But they go back and forth. Joe calls Louis a pussy. Mm-hmm. He's not a man. Here's why we just start. Let me tell you what a man is. I'll tell you what a man is. And
Louis like, you're talking about your sister on podcasts, and okay, why?
We're all talking.
But the fact of the matter is, Teresa made a statement by not making her sister that she's known, this sister-in-law, this whole time, been on a show with as a maid of honor, and that's it.
Yeah, and Louis just like, listen, I tried to get Teresa to reconsider. She wouldn't back down. Mm-hmm. Joe's hurt. Louis says, well, Teresa's going through hurt also. Maybe you should talk to Teresa and work this out. And Joe's like, I don't feel comfortable talking to her.
I mean, how many times has he talked to her? I mean, she called him a bitch boy last time he tried to talk to her.
Yeah.
He's so hurt by this show and everything that's happened with the family now. You could tell that he's really hurt because he knows his parents are let down.
And you can tell he's getting his buzzes. Those shots are kicking in. Those shots are starting to kick in. So Louis talks pretty rashly. He really was able to flip it and get Joe to calm down. I was like, okay, these therapy techniques
I know,
working.
but he talks so strongly about Joe and them and stuff. But right now he's like trying to slow down the conversation and try to like tamper it down.
Well,
and it's like you
that.
fuel the fire when you're not around, but here now you're trying to make a difference. No.
That's true. That's true. You have a very good point there. You are full of good points.
And angles.
Well, that is the end of the episode. I was going to try to use the word angle into a segue into something about our social medias or something like that, but didn't quite work. It's like that Joe Gorga segue into Who's Invited. Well, you all are invited to join us on social media. I did it.
Oh, there you go.
On Facebook and Instagram, we are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You can also buy merch now at realhousebears.redbubble.com. And you can also watch us on YouTube and Spotify, and you can also listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating, a cute little review, and we will talk about you on air, making you #HouseBearsFamous. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Third sound check. Let's see if we can get this under control this time.
That was kind of good. Huh?
I'm
glad you got it. I'm glad you got that.